Burgundy classifications. Perhaps the most difficult part about understanding Burgundy is being able to figure out what sort of wine you will get just by looking at the label. If it is a red wine, you're almost certain to be drinking Pinot Noir. And if it's a white wine, Chardonnay. However, from there it all gets a little more complicated. To help make it clearer, in this lesson we're going to learn about the French appellation system and the 4 classifications of wines in Burgundy. Let's start with the French appellation system. France has a system of designating and controlling the geographically based names of her wines. Under this system, they don't call wines by the name of the variety, but by the place from where the grapes are grown. This system is called the Appellation d'origine contrôlée, or AOC. It's like giving the wine a passport. Americans are born in America, the English in England, and Chablis wines in Chablis. Every appellation is regulated and only allowed to plant certain varieties and follow rules that govern how the vines are tended and how the wine is made. Only if these rules are followed can the name of the appellation, the place, be printed on the wine label. In Burgundy alone, there are over 100 different appellations. Each one refers to a specific area that can be as broad as the whole of Burgundy or specific as a single vineyard. The wines produced in these appellations are divided into 4 levels of quality. Now let's look at the 4 classifications of wines in Burgundy. Imagine an apartment building with 10 floors. And the higher up you go, the better and more luxurious the apartments become. Now, if all the wine Burgundy produces every year had to move into this apartment building, it would fit in as follows. On the bottom 5 floors would be regional wines. These wines are the first level of quality in Burgundy. Regional wines make up 50% of all the wine produced here, and the grapes used for these wines can come from all over Burgundy. The wines are fresh, light and simple, meant for early drinking. Village wines. The next level of quality are the village wines. These wines take up the next 4 floors of our Burgundy apartment. The AOC restrictions are stricter here, and the wines better. The wines are named after the town that is near to where the grapes are grown. So a Chambol-Musigny is a wine made from grapes grown around the village of Chambol-Musigny. Both the Chardonnays and Pinot Noir village wines are more complex than the regional wines. Premier Cru. On the top floor of the Burgundy building are the Premier Cru wines, which account for just 10% of all wines made in Burgundy. These wines come from specific vineyards from particular villages. These special vineyards have been identified as producing top-quality Chardonnay and Pinot Noir grapes. Both the Pinot Noirs and Chardonnays from these vineyards age for longer, have better soils, and are more complex than village and regional wines. Grand Cru. In the penthouse of the Burgundy building, making up a tiny 1% of all the wines made in Burgundy, are the wines from the Grand Cru vineyards. These are the rock stars of Burgundy. There are only 33 Grand Cru vineyards in the entire region. These 33 vineyards have been identified as the very best in Burgundy, and the wines they produce are some of the most complex, longest-lived, and expensive wines in the world. To recap, in this lesson we learnt about the French appellation system, and the 4 classifications of wines in Burgundy. In the next lesson, we're going to learn about the different regions in Burgundy, where all these vineyards come from.